Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today on Cookiecast, it's our football podcast. You can't see the forest for the trees. Got a special guest in the studio today in the form of Mr. Stuart Woodmansey, and our glamorous host has decided to return to the fray. Our co-host is here as well, so full bag tonight, ladies and gents, full bag. So here we go. This is Cookiecast. You can't see the forest for the trees.
Because it's bad for the environment, you have to buy a can of water.
Safety conscious. Not safety conscious.
And that way, Jason Momoa gets
even
the
cans of Fanta line with a vendor.
Yes, I do.
That was incredible.
And then because it was the citrus one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then they briefed their dalliance with it like summer berries or something like that, and everyone was like, get the fucking citrus one back in immediately.
Man, that was like the
50p a can. Delightful. No one wants fizzy. Everyone wants the still.
So what do I do with this?
I think you
Take
just
the sticker off.
You push it around to the left.
Oh, they like a can of
I'm
beer.
sorry, did we just become sponsored by Monster?
Yeah,
You've had to
basically.
wait until
generic energy.
the camera
So you
on
push
they go,
it.
how do we
the
open
way
this
of
can
the
of
thing,
Monster?
Andy. So if you do it that way, I think.
Yeah.
So push it the way of. No, you push it round.
It'll be the YouTube video where you're like, this is an advert for Monster. Just
There you go.
the skip's
We're
not
on.
coming up.
Oh, it's happened. I'm in. Not wanting to ruin that programme I recommended to you, but they talk about like the ad campaigns and stuff for Beat
Yeah.
and just how freaking aggressive the ad campaigns were.
I don't remember adverts for Beat.
So the way they worked it was, if you went anywhere near that Jimmy I.O. vine, he was just like, put this pair of headphones on, let me take a picture. So like every famous person you knew, just take a picture. They would giving them away to actors, sports personalities, everybody that they knew would have a picture taken with them wearing them. So then next thing, NFL banned them, and another,
Probably the NBA or something like that.
that was the other one that banned them. But obviously that made it into the news, which is free advertising.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm ready for a fraud.
I thought they were made by Dre.
Yeah, so
Beats by
Beats
Dre.
by Dre, that were then sold to Apple for $3.2 billion.
I think they said Drake made way
Well,
more
that's
money
coincide
from
with
Beats
the
than he
launch
ever
of
has with anything
Yeah.
music race.
Isn't he dead?
No.
Dre?
Yeah.
No, Mr. Apple's dead.
Steve Jobs.
I'm so confused about Dre. I thought.
Now we've mentioned his name out loud, I'm sure there'll be some company somewhere listening in.
Dr.
even more
Dre,
intently.
he's not dead.
I always thought Eminem rapped about him being dead.
No.
That latest,
You,
that latest
motherfucker,
single.
act like you forgot about Dre.
That latest single.
Welcome to Whitey's Do Rapcast. Apparently.
I think this might be getting edited early doors.
He
I
was.
say that. I did a podcast yesterday, didn't think anything of it. Today I'm like, must make a mental note to edit a little bit out.
Oh my.
I said
What's wrong with
something.
saying Whitey?
I said something completely innocent, and
Could be
now I'm
misconstrued.
Like, wasn't that
The
innocent?
massive irony of the fact that every week so far this has been, well, let's not talk about racism this week, and then he brings that out at the beginning of the podcast.
These are good. Does anybody else want any of these?
This week's podcast brought to you by Mikado.
It's all the M
I mean,
foods.
realistically, the fact that we're now sponsored by Monster, it's been a little late coming really, because Monster sponsor, the doors of a bus opening, aren't they?
Well, we were
This number 9 brought to you by Monster Energy.
we were originally sponsored by Costa, weren't we?
We were.
Us and Ken Block are now basically stablemates.
I'm happy with that.
Who?
I'm sorry, what?
Anyway,
Shall we talk about football?
welcome.
I don't like this.
Don't say that on the air.
That's not a great product endorsement.
I'm not talking about the
Oh,
product.
the can.
It flows out. You can't get your mouth on the...
Can you not properly open it? Like, keep turning.
We'll get to football eventually.
No.
Eventually.
Nah,
Product placement cast will happen.
already
I think
did.
it did once.
And
Wasn't product
was
placement
really-
cast in Emma's log cabin?
Really, really popular as well. People loved it.
So anyway,
That was over a year ago now.
welcome along to another fabulous instalment of Your Cat's in the Forest
For the teas.
for the teas.
Yeah.
I think it's actually welcome back for some of us, isn't it, James? Speaking of welcome back, actually,
Good evening. Hello, everyone.
So I've managed to drag myself off my sick bed. I wasn't really a sick bed, I wasn't really sick.
Oh, it was lies. It was lies.
Well, to be honest, I've still got a little bit of it now. I sound like a really tight chest.
did you not listen to any of last week's?
Why would I listen to it? I was on it.
Just in case. As each one went on, I put you in different places around the world. So the first one was like you were in some secret location, and the second one you were like sunning yourself in
A naked beach.
another secret location.
Have you like doctored me in on the video clips?
So you missed all the conversations about how we were going to make like a little face for the speaker. So we put you on we put you on a helmet. The first one.
Well, appropriately.
Oh!
It was when James.
Shots fired!
It's when James said, "I just need to draw a little ginger beard on this."
I think that shot was purely for you.
Well, if you were going to do it accurately, you'd have to draw one strand on it every week from now for like the next 3 years for it to work.
Oh.
Right, we were talking about football.
I had an amazing joke and it got overturned because I was like, oh, we're like the angels and he was our Charlie, but they got talked over and lost. I was like,
Don't even remember that.
it's a great joke.
I thought it was appropriate that for a football podcast you had a man in the box.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that.
Mama.
What happened last week, Paul?
This week, last week in football. That's what it's called, isn't it?
We're not gonna talk about it this week.
Because it hasn't happened yet.
It's happened already. It happens every week, but this week it happened on our shores.
Borough lost.
Yeah, they did.
Racism.
I'm getting like him now.
I'm bored of it.
I'm bored. But I've got a couple of points to raise about this. So let's talk racism.
Yeah.
James.
Do I have to? What am I talking about racism for?
You're the resident racist.
What?
Surely you're all over racism, aren't you?
I don't.
We here at Cookiecast take a hard line on racism.
What
Sexism on the other hand.
What was the racism
So
this week? Have I missed something?
this weekend it was the fourth qualifying round for the FA Cup. There was a game between Haringey Borough and Yeovil Town at Haringey Borough. Unfortunately,
I've never heard of this club before.
Haringey Borough. I've heard of them. I couldn't tell you where the hell they're from. Haringey, was it? No idea what that is.
I would have thought the clip. Shall I Google map it while you talk?
Correct.
Go on.
So, during the first half, the Yeovil fans must be behind one of the goals, and at some point during the first half, they've thrown things at and racially abused the Haringey Borough keeper. At which point, he said something to the ref.
Did they invoke the first protocol?
I have no idea.
Is that even a thing at that level?
GEY or GAY?
Oh, I think it's E.
Continue.
So, the managers come on and said, right, off we go, and taking the players off the pitch. They temporarily suspended the game to sort it all out. Some of the Yeovil players went over to the supporters and were like, what are you doing? Tried to sort of appeal to their better nature, but then again, if they're racist, then they don't have one. They stopped the game whilst they tried to eject the two people that they accused of doing it, at which point they refused to leave, and then there was talk that they might have to get the police involved to remove them from the ground. And then after a little bit of time, it just the match got abandoned.
So this is what I was going to come to. Incidentally, Tottenham.
So it's London.
It's London. The reason I asked about EY or AY is there is both.
Mm-hmm.
Both London.
Okay.
So I had...
Where's you?
Somerset.
Sure. I had something pop up on Twitter earlier, which if you give me half a second, I'll find it.
The upset is they've got to replay the game, and then
Closed
obviously
doors?
they'll need a replay
So-
if it's level after the first game.
A promoted post from the Premier League on Twitter I saw this evening. Passion, rivalry and emotion are welcome in our game, but there's hashtag no room for racism.
Oh yeah, you must have seen this
Anywhere.
advert. It's going everywhere.
If you see it, report it.
Yeah.
So
It's on all the time on any kind of football broadcast.
You had it on all the titles for this week's football. Didn't
Yeah,
they? For,
anytime it's sort of like
score and
anytime they showed a replay,
Yeah.
when it would cut back from the replay, it would have the no room for racism. It was like the last thing you'd see before it went back to the game.
This is, I'm going to go up week 7 or 8 that we've been talking about racism in
Pretty much.
football, back to back.
Yeah.
It is time for them to take a zero tolerance policy at this point in time, and it should be. You've got two groups of fans. It should be right. This group of fans has racially abused a player, so the game stops. The game is abandoned. That team loses. Move on.
Mm-hmm. And
From now
Yeah.
until the point stops, hands down, zero tolerance.
I don't think people would have too much of a problem with that, to be fair.
But like, I know, like, especially you've mentioned it before, Andy. But like, what is wrong with people?
It's
that
just mental.
They still
just
think it's okay to do that.
I don't know. It is bizarre. You
like-
do wonder what's going through some people.
I think to a degree, a lot of the people who are saying all this stuff, I can't imagine they're actually racist. I think they're going now. It's like they just want to create
It's for the kicks, isn't it?
an issue.
That's very backwards though. If that
Yeah, I
is the
know, but I
case.
think that's what it'll be. I think there's a lot of people that will want to go to games and just be
Idiots.
dramatic and idiots, and that's the easiest way to provoke reaction.
Again, they're worrying if that is the case.
Yeah.
But
In the instance of the game that you mentioned, though, involving Yeovil, why replay it? I'd just be, again, with the no tolerance thing, their fans messed it up. Screw it. Just put the other side through and let them go on to...
Could have no arguments with that, really.
Absolutely. It's like, right, you fans there, you've caused this problem. This game is now over. That team's lost.
I think
Move on.
the only...
See, it's alright when it's like a few people out of like a stand of like 100 people or whatever. I don't know how many were there. Yeah, but then you've set a precedent. This was what has to happen. You go to like the Etihad or whatever, and like 2 people are being dickheads in the Man City fans. They're going to find it very difficult to like ban a Man City from a major tournament.
I get that. Obviously, the higher up the chain you go, the harder it is to isolate the incidents and stuff like that, or isolate the people.
I suppose with that as well, then you'll get the people who Team A are playing Team B, and
We'll send some people in.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But
But you'd hope it wouldn't get to that. But
you'd also mentioned before we started recording about what happens if it is Yeovil that get through, didn't you?
yeah, so the upshot of it is strangely that the FA Cup draw was done on Monday night, and the winner of the Haringey versus Yeovil tie will play Hartlepool United in the first round. So if it's Yeovil that get through, you've got Yeovil, the team with the supporters that were hurling racist abuse at a player, versus Hartlepool United, who a couple of weeks ago had the supporters who were hurling racist abuse
At their own
at the
players.
It was to start off with. It was against Dover's players, but then when obviously the Hartlepool players that were black stood up for their, not colleague but fellow professional who just also happens to be black. That's when they got turned on then, which is just absolutely fucking mind-blowingly stupid. But
So we'll see what happens then.
yeah, not good. Also, on the FA Cup draw,
Oh, we're talking about the bye.
yeah, so obviously because Bury have gone to the wall, they had one team less to add into the the draw.
So is everyone secretly going, please be last out?
Which
Please be last
I don't
out.
understand. Like when they had the thing with Man United back in 1990, well, back in 2000 it would have been when they didn't play because they were in the World Club Championship or World Club Cup or whatever it was at the time. They didn't do that where they just gave one team a bye. What they did was they pulled out what's known as a lucky loser. So one of the teams that had lost the second round tie just basically got given a second chance.
I prefer this method.
The byes.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of
Second
you've
chance
lost,
Charlies.
give you another go.
It's a bit X Factor in it.
Well, I suppose.
Yeah.
But so
it was a proper little team as well.
So it went down to 3 teams. So obviously there was 3 balls left in the hat. They drew out the last tie. Can't remember what it was, but then there was 1 team left in the hat, and it was Chichester Town or Chichester City, who just happened to be the lowest ranked team left in the draw. Of all of the starting however many teams it is, 80 I think it is at this point.
Someone might have heated that ball.
Who knows? Or maybe made it ice. Maybe it made it in a giant ice ball. So it just seems a bit odd that the lowest ranked team. But I had a quick skeg through the ties, and there's potential. There's potential there, boys. If we want to do this first round all the way through, I think York are at home.
Yeah.
Undefeated, York.
Undefeated York.
Undefeated.
2 goals conceded.
I'd rather use this as an opportunity to go and see
to a ground
team
we've
I've
never been
seen.
to before.
I don't want to watch York at Bootham Crescent.
I'm just going to put it out there. If Yeovil win,
boring.
I'm not going to fucking Somerset. Not going to happen. Yeah, we'll have a little look.
Yeah.
So I think the way it works is that you've got 40 ties in the first round. So obviously you lose 20 teams. No, you lose 40 teams. Jesus Christ, good maths. So 80 teams left goes down to 40. 40 teams left goes down to 20, and then you add in your 24 teams from the Premier League and the Championship.
Yeah.
That gets you to your 64, and then it's straight knockout from there. Well, it's straight knockout all the way through, but so yeah. If we're all game, I'll have a look and we'll see what's on the agenda, and we'll take ourselves off to the New York Stadium or whatever it is, and things like that.
New York?
No.
Sounds great.
Something not.
It sounds like it's really glamorous, doesn't it? You ever been to Rotherham on a Tuesday?
You would have to. We'd be going on a Saturday.
It might be a replay.
Ooh, that's a point. If we go to a game that ends up as a draw, do we have to go to the replay?
Yes.
Oh my God, please.
So pick your time.
Please, God, don't pick a team that ends up to be Portsmouth.
Exeter or something like that.
Right, we're getting up 4 in the morning to catch that train down, or so yeah.
Did I see me, boys? I'd just be having a Monster Energy drink. Drive.
I like to keep my energy up with.
I was just about to say you can't even make the noise, but you aren't opening it.
Monster Energy.
That did sound a little bit like you were disconnecting your bionic arm when you were.
What's it like?
Do you know what? That. I'm not just saying this, but that is a tasty, tasty energy beverage.
God. Right. To get back on football. Did I see Sunderland got a new manager?
They did. Phil Parkinson, it's your old mate. Oh, I think this has got to be the chance for the story.
So,
This
many.
is one of mine and my dad's favourite stories of all time.
Many moons ago.
I think I've heard this story as well, but the viewers have.
The viewers have not, and it is a cracking story.
I don't think I know it.
I used to be a lowly shop assistant for my club, and it was at the time that Mr. Phil Parkinson was the manager, and as is tradition with all head coaches / management, you have to have their initials on the kit. So he's called Phil Parkinson. He had it on his top, and he also had a little bit of PP on his trousers. But he didn't take too kindly to me pointing that out to him.
Oh! Now, you've told the story quite differently here. Because how I knew the story was that apparently he must have been the first day he was taking training, and he'd come into the club shop and he must have had someone else's trousers on with different initials on it. And one of the girls must have asked him, why have you got somebody else's trousers on? And you were, quick as a flash, went back with, well, he doesn't want to be walking around with pee-pee all over his trousers, does he?
That is the more accurate version. However, the result is still the same.
You get glared at by the manager of the football club.
I don't think Phil's watching.
What was essentially his first day in the club.
Is this the reason why you said you used to work there?
No,
No, I got fired for something much worse.
No, we had some good managers there at that time, but only him with
PP.
PP on his trousers.
You had a PB.
We did. It was they also they just seemed to like managers beginning with P because it was Peter Taylor that was there as well.
Yeah.
He was a nice guy.
Any other managerial changes?
Woodgate's still there, or
At time of recording.
Yes.
Time of death is
Depending how you go against the form team of Huddersfield tomorrow.
Seriously, if we don't get a result tomorrow,
As it stands right now,
we're in for a long, hard run because we've got Fulham next, I think.
I can tell you from recent experience, Huddersfield is a very difficult away trip.
as it stands right now, courtesy of Barnsley leading West Brom.
We're in the 1-3.
No, Barnsley have a lesser goal difference.
Thank God.
However, if Huddersfield were to put 6 past you at the week tomorrow night, you would fall below Barnsley.
Oh, unless Barnsley score a few more tonight.
knowing Borough's record, I honestly don't think that's not out of the realms of possibility.
Well, any other managerial appointments or departures? Oh yeah, Gary Rowett's been appointed the new Millwall manager.
Yeah, so
Which, interestingly enough, little stat, is his first managerial appointment outside of the Midlands.
wow.
Because he's only ever managed Burton, Derby, Birmingham, and who was his last one? Stoke. So there you go. Bit of a home.
He turned down Forest at one bit, didn't he?
Didn't he?
He was linked to
What a
them
fool.
before they'd bothered sacking their manager, and was like, "I'm not going to agree anything until you've got rid of said manager."
You could have waited 21 seconds and it would have been fine. Or 21 minutes or whatever it was, and it'd have been fine.
It wasn't in that window. I think it was. It might have even before we got
O'Neill. O'Neill.
No, it might have been when we. Well, it might have been between.
What's
it
it?
before
Warburton.
Karanka.
Warburton.
Warburton and not. I want to say Tavernier, but it wasn't that. Obviously,
He plays for Borough.
there was something. There was a name just like that. I can't remember what his name was. It was a bit Frenchy.
That's the guy who's in now, you freak. Lamouche.
No, not Lamouche. There was another one. Let me look it up.
Was there?
Let me look up Forest managers and wait for the last 20 managers in the last 11 years or whatever it is. Fucking hell.
Tasty morsel.
Might inadvertently find a quiz.
Oh!
He'd still beat me at that.
Costled. Autism.
Found a monster football quiz today. I was like, yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'm not seeing any names I recognise, not seeing any sort of like questions that really stand out that we've had before. I was like, this is the one. Why is it talking about batsmen?
Cricket quiz.
Philippe Montagnier
Oh, I don't even know who that is.
in before Warburton.
I literally didn't even know it was there.
Is that what we talk about? The
Oh
Scots?
dear. Yeah, pretty much.
Surely we've got more. What happened this week?
It was the Man United Liverpool game.
Yes.
Roy Keane embarrassing himself again in the aftermatch.
Is this about the thing where you just go get Harry Kane?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Just go get him.
straightforward as that, isn't it, Roy?
What, for United?
Yeah. If they
Reckons,
need a striker, just go get Harry Kane.
but he's just following on from their recent purchase history of one signing will sort your whole team out.
I mean, Harry Kane's not a signing.
It's amazing that
The issue is, Man United don't create chances. Harry Kane needs so many chances to score goals.
yeah, but
But it's just like replacing because Rashford's the same bracket for me.
True.
It's like
Very true.
he needs about 6 chances before he hits the target.
apparently someone had like I can't remember who the player was that it was being compared to. Oh God.
Rashford.
Yeah.
He's got a lesser scoring record than Nicholas Bentner.
Yes, that was it. That was it. He scored
Bentner's
less goals in more games than Bentner did at Arsenal. So
That is rough.
And you know, Bentner's probably got a lot less playing time because he wasn't exactly a starter, was he?
yeah, but he was the best striker at the club.
Blood fan, blood.
The best thing about it was the fact that
Self-proclaimed. I mean, he's probably like Lovren's best mate.
the thing was he said he wanted to be known as the best striker in the world, and I'm pretty sure Van Persie just quit back with, "You're not even the best striker at Arsenal, mate." It was like, whoa, shots fired.
Speaking of teams that used to be good but now aren't so much, Sheffield United got a big result, didn't they?
They certainly did.
Fucked off.
They certainly did. James is not happy.
Is that because they will be down and out on that story for the next rest of the season?
Yeah, but I think they beat Arsenal last time they were in the Premier League, so they've got previous. And I mean, let's not.
To be honest, it's very tight at that end of the table as well because they were like, if results had gone a certain way, they would have been in the relegation zone.
Fair enough.
They were only I think they were only 2 points above Norwich.
I did see a stat. That they were the highest placed United team. So that's something to hang your hat on, I suppose.
I mean, we're just making up stats at this point.
No, not us. We have got integrity.
What did you tell me today? York are
the only team in the in all English divisions that have not lost a game, and they've only conceded twice at home all season.
I take it those divisions don't necessarily have to be actual football league then.
Ooh, shots fired. Doesn't look at the National League North as a real division, eh?
Well, better standard than I play, so you know.
Well, is it?
Well, yeah, because I don't play football.
Is it though?
now who's shots fired?
No, I mean, some of the tales I get from his Monday night football,
seriously,
I imagine they're better than their York players.
I tell you something, there was some absolute raspers last night.
You don't talk. It can't have been that good because you have not said anything about.
I didn't score any.
You haven't said anything about football last night.
Yeah, because
normally you've told me about it.
It was all right. It was my first game in a couple of weeks, so I was a bit rusty. Worked the goalkeeper with one. Came back to me quick as a flash on the old right peg, and he just managed to sort of like, just palm it over. Would have been a little goal if it had gone.
Has Thursday night football stopped?
No, Thursday night's still on. Can't play this week. Indisposed, but we got promoted back to the big time. Still haven't had trophies. Play football York. Sort your shit.
What's on Thursday? Anything you want to share?
I am getting my hair cut. I misscheduled it, and I now can't play. Not ideal.
This week in football, Paul can't play because it's
instantly someone did ask for a holiday today. I was like, I can't agree that a holiday. He went, but I'm getting my hair done.
Oh, done. Hair done, not cut. Done. I think I know what it's probably going to be.
Yep. Honestly, a holiday
to get your hair cut. That's a bit weird. Although
it's just that I'm getting my hair done from a man. Who says that?
At work today, it was yesterday because Tom had his hair cut over the weekend, and I said, I've had the old barnet. Have the old barnet chopped, have you? He was like, yeah. And the guy did it on Saturday whilst he was watching the rugby. So I was like, eh? It's like, yeah, he had the rugby on, and he was watching it as he was cutting my hair. I was like, sounds very risky.
But you didn't need both them ears, did you?
Nah, not this guy.
Anything else for the week?
I have nothing.
Anything for the weekend? What?
Something for the weekend, sir. I have nothing, personally.
Let's talk about the terrible games from the weekend, shall we?
Well,
I can say time writing the scores down. Just write the same score down for that game.
Well, let's start with a team that did exactly what they were supposed to do, and that's the Borough getting beaten.
I'm pretty sure you picked them for a win.
Yes.
Only person that didn't get any points this week on the Borough game. Anybody want to guess?
Obviously me. However, in my defence, at one point on the Twitter machine, did have a quick look to see how the game was getting on, and someone who is on the Borough Breakdown podcast, which is a good listen actually, if there's any Borough fans out there, had put out something to say, sounds like West Brom are all over us here. This has got all the hallmarks of a shithouse Borough 1-0 win. And I believe that is exactly what I said.
Clearly been listening to another podcast.
Correct.
So before we reveal our scoring from Stu, you listen to our podcast.
Here we go.
Confirm.
Or deny.
Did I not say I'm very tempted to put Robson Canoe for my scorer for West Brom?
You did actually say that.
Did Paul tell me?
Did I say?
No chance.
Was it a Bailey situation of absolutely
Absolutely
no way?
I do recall
That does ring a bell now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the words were in a Bailey-esque.
Of course, stop saying shit like that.
Might be an idea.
It was such a right. Has everyone seen the goal?
No.
It's such a scrappy goal as well.
Oh, it's not a Cruyff. It's not a Cruyff turn.
Comes back off the keeper and he's just at the knee. He's just at the back stick.
Hey.
To be fair, in the space where you'd want your striker to be.
Yes.
But yeah, he basically bundled it over and 2 yards out. So it's like, you stupid Welsh bastard.
Shall we confirm what the score was?
It was Middlesbrough 0, West Bromwich Albion 1.
It was. Shall we confirm the goal scorer?
It was Hal Robson-Kanu.
So what's the deal with this? Just push
The man who, as discussed, is dining out on his Cruyff turn other way.
this way.
Yeah.
I like this.
As previously mentioned, the only person not getting points off those scores is the Borough fan. Myself.
Just
and
blind optimism. What can I say?
Blind optimism.
It's alright. I picked my team for a win as well.
Yeah, but you shouldn't. Although our esteemed podcasty, on certain occasions, Mr. Matt Moore, the other Forest fan, did say in a little
The
group.
grand total of
Not happy with the prediction.
No, not that. He did say it's been coming.
Yeah,
So he said they've not been playing well recently, but they've been getting
Hey.
results.
but that is the mark of championship winning teams. Win ugly. That is the first game all season we have failed to score in.
Myself and Mr. Panas taking a point each for correct. Well, not correct, but for correctly predicting that Middlesbrough were going to get absolutely smashed. Nobody got any goal scorers, so there's just a couple of points in the Middlesbrough game for me and thee. Unfortunately, now we go to the Nottingham Forest game, James.
Just disappointing.
Very.
Is this one where I out-predicted you? I went for an even bigger Forest
yeah.
win.
Oh, yeah.
Just awful.
Yeah, it was 1-0 to Wigan and I've got no idea which dickhead scored.
It was low.
Was it? Was that Jamal? Yeah.
And no surprises.
I think that's his first senior goal.
Wasn't
I don't
picked.
think it is because he scored loads for Portsmouth.
Oh, well, first goal for them.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wasn't picked by anybody to score the goals, and 0 points all round for the predictions.
She would have picked it.
So
Sensible boy.
for the week,
A huge 1-1.
I think that
Point
has
made
jumped
about
Wigan over Hull, hasn't it? With that.
Yeah, but Hull didn't exactly cover themselves in glory this last week either, did they?
Little side note.
I can't remember what the score was, but I did know that Bowen scored.
He did, and it was what the Hull City's own website described as an absolute screamer.
absolute screw.
Not so much. He hit it nice and early, but it just looped over the. It wasn't like a net buster or anything, but yeah.
Interesting story. We had Amy's mum over for some snacks and food whilst the game, because she's a baggy. That's the nickname of West Brom. Not like a drug reference or something like that.
Oh, I thought it was good. I think I know what.
Wasn't just being generally
going
offensive to
drugs,
the
was he?
mother-in-law.
So we put some bets on. So there was a little bit more interest in the games.
Speaking of which, you need to do the bets for these games.
I do need to do a bet. Amy puts her bet on. Then halfway through the game goes, "Oh no!
I've won.
I didn't mean to put QPR on to beat Hull.
Oh well, at least that worked out then.
She didn't get any of the rest of them, like, but you know.
It must have been that which reverberated all the way down the 1079 to the fact that our defence just went, we need to give them 2 penalties.
2 penners?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Now you've said it, I remember looking at the thing.
We're absolutely played off the park in the midfield by one guy. Eze
Easy.
made it look easy. He should have, like,
He won't be there much longer.
It was different class compared to anything that we could possibly put up.
I imagine he'll get signed. He'll get signed by somebody in, excuse me, in the January transfer window because he's too good for that team.
He earned both penalties, took both penalties, scored both penalties.
It's happened, ladies and gentlemen. Leeds are getting beaten.
Yay!
Have West Brom equalised yet?
No, it's still 2-0.
God damn it!
It's now 3-0 to Brentford against Swansea.
Brentford?
Yeah.
Brentford that bad though.
No, but Swansea are like really up there, aren't they?
But they're shit. But you've got to temper all this with, at the end of the day, teams that are in the Championship
I mean,
are teams that are in the Championship for a reason.
this is glorious because Forest are now 5th, 4th.
Oh, look at the table.
I'll look at it.
I think they were 4th before start of play today.
They're all losing. Love it.
Yeah, well, that might happen tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're now 6th.
The way this has
because
gone, James, I would be thinking, shit, probably going to lose tomorrow.
we're 6th because QPR have come through with a draw at the moment.
As if QPR are up in the top 6.
QPR are 5th.
That is ridiculous.
And Wednesday have moved up to 4th. But did you see, because Wednesday played on the Friday night, didn't they?
Cardiff?
Yeah, I think. But if they'd have won that, gone top, as it turns out, they drew it, and then after all the weekend's games, ended up in like 8th place. It's like that tight.
That is the problem with the Championship. It is literally the league where any team can beat anyone, and it's going to be another one of those seasons where it's going to go all the way to the last couple of games, I think.
That's not a problem.
See, I think a
it's
lot of
much
people
better.
said that last year was going to be super open, and
It was to an
apart from
extent.
Norwich, I mean, it looked. You could tell Norwich were going to do it. Then,
Yeah, after about like, not April, after about February, it was pretty much nailed on that we're going up. So
and then the whole nation was just collectively hoping that Leeds would balls it up. Well, they were.
I'm assuming there was a certain portion of West Yorks that weren't, but I can't think where it will be. Dirty bastard.
Yeah, so as it stands at the moment, any win... Oh no, we need to win by 2 tomorrow to go top.
I wrote some things down at lunchtime today,
Did you indeed?
and obviously listened to.
How
last
did you
week's
feel about our
podcast.
predictions?
I weirdly, before I'd heard them, because I'd listened to it to that point and then stopped,
I thought I'll do my own before.
and I'd written these down at lunchtime, and for the Huddersfield Borough game, I'd already written 0-0. He said that. For the Forest Hull game, was appreciative of the fact that you said I'll give Hull a token goal because of Stu, but I'd already written 3-1 Forest as well. So between you'd both picked what I'd picked. The one thing that I had thought about was that you've got John Bostock playing for you, haven't you?
Yeah.
And he played the last game.
He's only really just come into the team in the last game.
Has he signed for Forest?
But in Paul's theory of ex-players, we had him for a good while. So I'd have put Bostock in the...
Yeah, I was disappointed because, obviously we'll go... Well, we've already done the results or whatever. I think I picked my scorers, correct me if I'm wrong. I normally go for 3, don't I?
Obviously, you picked Bowen for Hull, because...
For that one, yeah.
Who does
But
he
what
have?
I mean
Who
is
else
this
could he- who else could he
weekend,
possibly pick?
I was mortified because I was like, I'll sit down, Forester on Super Sunday. This is amazing.
Super Sunday.
It fucking was a Super Sunday. I watch it, get me dinner out the way early, and then fucking Grabban didn't start. I put Sambasau, who scores goals and starts, didn't start because Bostock's in, and I can't remember who my other goal scorer was. Did I go Lolly?
Sorry,
Who did I go for my third?
Amiobi.
Amiobi did start as a second striker, actually.
I've just logged in to do the bets. Man City are beating Atalanta 5-1.
And they went 1-0
They
down.
went 1-0 down.
It did say Spurs are thrashing.
Spurs
as well.
are 4-0 up. You are still getting beaten.
You've got the bets to do for these games that we've got, because obviously we've predicted the games that are going to take place tomorrow.
He's doing them.
Depending when you listen to the podcast.
Are you going to add Stu into those?
I think I've got enough space to do that.
Do it.
Do it.
Because there was issue.
Oh, Bayern Munich have turned it round.
Stu, do you want to give me some
1-2.
scores for Huddersfield versus Middlesbrough?
0-0.
At 0-0.
Cool, don't need any goal scorers. Nottingham Forest versus Hull.
Unfortunately, as much as I would like City to win, I've picked Forest 3-1.
I mean, that would be glorious because that will put us top.
Your goal scorers.
For us, I'd also written down Bowen. And for Forest, as mentioned, I've put Bostock as Paul's theory of former players. I noticed Amiobi had popped up in the starting lineup at the weekend, so I put Amiobi and Lolly as the other one, podcast favourite.
Right.
The only thing that makes me worry for those starting players is that he changed the team up quite a lot from a winning team, and we didn't win. So I don't know if he'll go back on a bit though. They made quite a lot of Watson and Sow had built like a bit of a midfield partnership, and he brought Bostock in instead of Sow. So I don't know if he'll go back to that.
Can you remind me what I had picked for the Forest Hull game? Did I go 2-1 Forest in the end?
Yeah, because you changed.
You got this because you'd forgotten that
thought
it wasn't.
Hull were at
Yeah.
Hull.
Yeah, you picked 1-1 in your first, I think.
So I did have 0-0 for the Borough game, didn't I? So that is 17-2 for the 0-0 draw. 15-2 for the Forest 2-1 win gives me a double of 79.75
Do we
to
still
1.
want to risk that game tomorrow?
I don't know. I am tempted for a tenner.
It's not far, is it?
Not too bad. You can
No,
get
it's
to
just
Huddersfield in an hour.
you can't get them online anymore.
So I don't know whether it's
You
a
have
good.
to just
I'll
rock
check.
up.
I'll check Twitter after we've finished recording, and I'll see what the crack is for getting them on the gate and see how many tickets are left. Because if it's that there's still like a couple of hundred tickets, then it's probably worth going. Whereas if it's like 50, then it's probably not worth risking it.
It was just that when Lewis said today, or yesterday rather, like, "Oh, you're going to the game, aren't you?" I was like, "No, Paul can get tickets." He was like, "Why? They're still available."
Yeah. Right. Give me someone else's. Oh, what Stuart said. 2-0 to Forest just then.
3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
That is 14-1. And as previously discussed, the Huddersfield Middlesbrough Thrill Fest of 0-0 is 17-2.
If you're really lucky in that, the ground staff will come out at half time and put on some entertainment.
Yeah. So Stu's double is 141.5 to 1.
I'm just a little less confident after the showing at the weekend.
What was yours?
Me,
Give us your Huddersfield Borough first of all.
0-1.
You mean 1-0 Huddersfield?
No, he went for a Borough win, I think.
What?
Yeah.
Are you mad? You are a mentalist. Oh, it's the same odds. It's 17-2. What? And your Forest Hull
2-0.
to Forest.
Yes.
That is 9-1. So Andy's double is 94-1. And then finally, old Billy Big Bollocks over here. Forest Hull
3-1.
3-1, always.
14-1.
I honestly can't remember what I said for Huddersfield.
Probably 0-2 or something like that.
It was absolutely 0-2.
To Huddersfield though.
No, I think
What is the matter with you retards?
because Huddersfield. Well, I did joke. Huddersfield are on a two-game winning streak. Depending on how they go at the weekend, they might be coming into it as a form team. I think they were in front in that game at one bit, weren't they? They ended up 2-2 in the end.
Yeah, against Blackburn.
Were they in front and then behind and then
I
saved
think,
the point?
is this Huddersfield like third game on TV in a row.
Ex-Premier League, aren't they?
True that. So Nottingham Forest 3-1 at 14-1. Middlesbrough 2-0 at 16-1 gives Mr. Panas a double of 254 to 1. Leeds equaliser. Eddie Nketiah, son of
Is he the Arsenal player?
Yeah.
So,
Bets are in.
we've got 3 games for the weekend.
For each team? Oh no, I see, as in like...
Oh, West Bromwich pulled one back as well.
Sorry, as in you mean Forest, Borough.
Which means Forest
Yeah,
need to win by
guess.
3 tomorrow.
Of course. I'm very sorry.
And we kick off with the guest team.
Ooh.
Hull versus
Okay.
Derby.
Yep. Should be a decent attendance at the KCOM, as they've slashed the ticket prices for a half term as well, trying to get a bit
That's
of
a nice little gesture.
a...
Considering I thought they weren't doing concessions tickets.
Just their pricing structure is a law unto themselves.
It's bullshit.
So yeah, as much as I think that Forest will probably do a number on us tomorrow, I have a 1-0 Grzycki on my sheet.
Yeah, it's just dawned on me there. Strange. Playing the East Midlands clubs back to back. Strange that.
Okay, somebody else.
Don't see that often.
I'm going to go on...
Sorry, we've done that all backwards, haven't we? We should have done Mr. Woodmansey going last.
I'm going to go on Hull 2-1.
Did you give scorers?
Grzycki for me.
Goal scorers.
Bowen.
Just wait a minute, the listeners will be recovering from your shock choice then.
2.
No.
Derby.
Wagons.
He couldn't count.
Wagons normally a good shot.
Oh, no, he's not. You've seen him play live, haven't you?
Unfortunately. Yeah, but that's the thing, he was
Paul
absolutely
Williams.
dog shit for us, and then
So 1-1, and unfortunately, due to the former player curse, Waghorn will be scoring for Derby, even though he is a dog shit.
He does score a decent amount of goals for Derby, man.
he scores an amount of goals, I wouldn't quantify them as decent.
Yeah, I was going to say you really need to temper that one. Who is playing up top for you at the minute?
There's Eves. He's
Doesn't matter
broken
who's
his
playing
duck
up top.
recently.
Bowman will score the
Stick me down
goal.
for Tom Eves,
You're going to regret it when Bowman scored.
which is ironic because he's actually called Barry. No, he's not. I think it is Tom Eves, isn't it?
Stuart scored a couple recently.
No, I'll stick with Eves. I think Eves is on the march. Do you reckon there's any sort of like will for Windass to ever like go and play there?
Josh.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's a bit late for his dad because
No.
that ship has sailed.
Nah.
Do you know what? If it happened, I'd actually feel sorry for the kid because I think there'd be a lot of pressure on him.
Is he?
Yeah, fair enough.
Is he a proper starter for Wigan? Because he came.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
came
so.
off the bench at the weekend though.
I think he's been starting the majority of the games.
Right.
Oh, next cab on the rank. Come on down, Middlesbrough. Home to Fulham. Oh my good God. Or have you done your prediction yet?
I have. I smashed everybody's predictions together. Before James said 2-1, I'd picked 2-1, so I still went with it. Put Bowen and Grzycki and a bit of Wagyu beef.
Oh.
Smash it all together. The Borough taking on the mighty Fulham.
So, every time I keep thinking Fulham are going to do something, they shit the bed and get beat by someone terrible.
Who was it? Stoke did it
Won't
this
be happening
weekend.
this weekend.
They
It
Stoke
will
doing
not.
this weekend.
Yeah. And then, so not only did Stoke beat him this weekend, then Nathan Jones basically went to all of the corners of the ground, giving it fucking big licks. So, by the way,
I
that
don't
Nathan
know.
Jones thing you sent this morning, hilarious.
I don't know if he's still in a job. I mean, granted, he's got a couple of results fairly recently, but how did he survive getting 1 point out of God knows how many games?
Who knows?
Who's going to give me first dibs?
I reckon this guy.
He's all over it. Here we go. It's 2-1.
Fulham against...
Borough Fulham.
For
Borough
a second
Fulham.
there, I thought you were going 4.
No,
T5.
so it's Borough at home.
It's at Borough.
Fulham 4.
Does that make any difference to Borough?
Absolutely not.
Excuse me. Back in the day, Fulham never travelled well. They always used to basically get like sort of scraped by on their own results. But
Yeah, but
they're not the same kettle of fish anymore.
I will go with 2-0 to Fulham.
He's taking the result, isn't he? Before we even started discussing, I was thinking 2-0.
Mitrovic and Kearney.
look, already written down. Just for anybody that's... There you go.
Amazing. Tough tackling Tom Kearney.
He was an absolute pansy when he played for us. And he
Are you
seems to-
sticking with it? Because I
Yeah.
can just copy it down.
Yeah.
He pops up with a goal or two, doesn't he?
He was pretty much Championship Player of the Season. They got promoted, wasn't he? Well,
He-
other than Sessegnon actually being Championship Player of the Season.
Didn't he score in the final?
Scored a
as
goal
well?
in the playoff final from you. Oh no, Sessegnon.
He was always decent enough for us. It's just if anybody came like too close to him and shouted loud enough, he'd just run away. But I think
Local boy, isn't he?
he's well.
He's from Hull.
He's developed more as a player since he moved for sure. He was in and around our side as like a substitute in the Premier League sort of period, whereas he wasn't going to get a full game. He left. We went to absolute shit, and then he's gone to a team that have got himself sorted. So
It's always the way. Have you picked?
I don't think there's going to be as many goals. I've just gone with a 0-1 on that one.
Middlesbrough.
Who'd you go for on your goalie scorer?
Kearney.
Fulham.
Yeah.
YouTube
One apiece.
exclusive there, people. Watch a video for Paul's result.
This big.
Uno.
It's not big.
We're going to play Uno instead.
Fucking more exciting. Jesus Christ.
Goal scorer.
Borough's goal scorer. Dykesteel.
Dick Steele. We've talked about Mr. Dick Steele before. Is he a fullback?
He's a right back. do you want a hand with writing it out? It's D-I-J-K.
No, it isn't.
Is Dick Steele?
It's not.
Not anymore, eh? And for
Not in
£4.
my eyes. Mitrovic has to be. Has to be.
On the plus side, from the whole prediction, Device is still injured, so you know that's one off the list.
Nottingham Forest versus Reading.
Reading are managing to hold QPR tonight.
Excuse me.
It might be because apparently they've got Puskas playing for them.
Yeah.
Anybody want to give me some goals?
I'll have a little go on this one.
Go on.
Nottingham Forest
Don't you dare.
2,
Alright, that's
Reading 0.
good.
Let's see if I can get his scorers bang on as well. Graben,
It's a brave man who doesn't pick Graben.
Are you going for Graben?
yeah.
Did you go Graben?
That's one of them.
Don't reveal who it is because when I go
Carvalho. He's played his cards close to the chest. I don't think I've got the second one.
Unless, because I went by recent teams on the Sky Sports, and I think when I was on when Mr. Williams was on his jollies that week, there was a bit of a naming issue, so it might end up being the same player. Who knows?
Ooh. Unless he's gone for Semedo.
or Silva.
It was down on the app. I also went 2-0, also went Graben, and is it Vicente that was listed?
Oh, I don't know who that one might be. I know that
I was going to say, we've seen this issue before.
Silva's got a
Additional,
fake name.
yeah, an additional
Probably
name.
be him then.
Because I put it down, and it was like, oh no, that's not how it appears. In fact, I've only been doing the scores for a couple of weeks.
It would probably be the last time I was on.
Well, João Carvalho's full name is João Antonio Antunes Carvalho.
So not him then.
Um,
Ooh, interesting game on Sunday.
Thiago Silva.
I think from looking at the thing, he was starting striker at the weekend, so now you've told me that he's messing around with the team, it might not even be somebody that ends up playing.
He started with at this weekend. He started with Rafamir and Amiedo down the middle, like as a 4-4-2.
Amiedo.
Amiobi.
Amiedo.
I've mixed Amiobi and Semedo up.
Amiedo.
Sorry.
He's a fan.
Hello.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You can't even say Dick Steele, right?
Yeah, but his name's Anthony. Like, so it sounds like he's got a bit of a lisp.
I'm not sure who this player who you've picked is, to be honest, Stu.
Well, just put me down for a point already. If they don't, it could be any of them then.
Yeah. What are you going for,
I'm
Andrew?
not fancying a lot of goals this week, if I'm honest. So I've gone 1-0 to the Forest. Joseph. Joseph. So just you two go. 3-1. Grab them.
He's going to go big here.
Yeah.
He's going to go 4-0.
No.
He's got 5-1.
5-0. Rafamir. So it is Rafamir.
Yeah, he did start. He was also
shit.
Not good. Yeah, I was looking at the Portuguese lots. He's the Spanish one, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's not even been in the matchday squad for a while. And then he just went straight in. 3-0.
Of course it is. It's a home game that James has predicted.
Grab them.
Grab them.
You do know that at the end of this season, I'm going to go back and either do a clip show that features you predicting grab 'em for every game, and then I'm just going to flash up the score of that game, and then at the end we're going to see how many times grab 'em actually scored in the season.
That is a good point, because what you should do is you'd work out how many goals Grabban would have got for the season and see how close he ends up being to.
Well, that's easy. How many games do we play? 46. Right. How many times do I predict ground score? Every single game, 1.
No, you said the games get 2 a couple of times.
Yeah,
smart ass.
Maybe.
So I'm.
Alright, so he's going to get 50 then.
52 is your prediction.
Anyway, Grabban. I think Thiago Silva's back in the team and in the goals. And not convinced he'll start, but might be off the bench. Albert Dome.
He's definitely not dead.
Is it possible to get bets on these games?
Have a look.
Is it too early?
Shouldn't be.
Right, I'm going to look at the final scores now, and if I find out Leeds have won, I'm going to be pissed.
Dick Steele. I mean, do you think there was a point in his life?
Oh no!
You're joking.
No, Leeds drew, but West Brom pulled it back.
Where he was like, football, I'm quite good at kicking a ball, but I could also be in porn.
Who said?
Bear in mind he's Dutch. His name's Anthony Dicksteele. And I'm still convinced it's Dykesteele.
That's the one, isn't it? Kicking a ball for a living, or smoking fat blunts, banging bitches.
Smoking fat blunts, Tottenham scored again. Bloody hell, I love a game in Olympiacos. 2-3.
I'm right annoyed that West Brom have got an equaliser.
How much is by day?
Who was it that tipped Birmingham to go down at the beginning of the season and
probably me.
Won again? So they're
I'm pretty sure I picked Birmingham to go down.
What is it, 11th in the table?
Right, so this week's bets
sponsored by
are all going to be 3-folds. So give me your Hull derby prediction.
May.
Yes.
2-1
to Hull. 2-1 Hull. Give me your Middlesbrough Fulham prediction.
0-1.
Give me your Forest. No.
Yep.
I've selected Forest versus Hull. Give me to do it. Give me your Forest Reading prediction.
1-0.
Just really gulping that down, aren't you? So, Andrew, you have
orangey.
8-1 Hull 2-1, 13-2 Fulham 1-0, 6-1. Forest 1-0. Your treble for this week, 471.5 to 1.
We're definitely going to see in the Wild Arts if that comes out.
We'll be going backstage if that comes up.
I see. Give me Stu's Forest Reading.
2-0.
2-0.
You know.
Borough Fulham.
Flip it.
0-2.
Indeed. And then a 1-0 finisher.
Ainz 0 to Hull.
Mm-hmm.
2-0 Forest 70-2. 2-0 Fulham 9-1. 1-0 Hull 8-1. Holy balls. Stu's treble is 854 to 1. I think you might be able to come back on again if if that one comes in.
Just to put that into perspective, you'll know if that result has come in by the time that we get to a beer festival.
And it's in my account.
Make it
So-
ready.
Give me his Hull Derby.
2-1.
And Borough Fulham.
0-2.
And Forest Reading.
3-0.
It's going to be big.
Hey, oh, that's what she said.
That 3-0 is going to push it further again. I think.
It's in the thousands.
Keep
He's
going.
not wrong. Hull 2-1, 8-1. Fulham 2-0, 9-1. Forest 3-0, 18 to 1. Give James a treble of 1,709 to 1. Jesus Christ.
I hope that comes in.
Nah, I don't want it to me. Don't want it. Don't want it. Right, so, what did I say? Forest Reading. 2-0. I then said Borough Fulham to be 1 each.
1 apiece. And the same for the whole game.
Although I'd take a point.
Exactly.
I think yours is still going to be fairly big.
2 draws.
He said that before. This is the most pathetic of the lot of them. Nottingham Forest 2-0 at 17 to 2. Draw for the Borough Fulham game at 5 to 1. Draw for the Hull Derby game at 11 to 2. Gives me a measly treble of 369.5 to 1.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
The draws are obviously more favoured than the home.
It's Phil Wall's special, innit? Always go for a draw.
He does love a draw.
Right, so that ties us up for the week.
Put some nice ball in it.
Is it pea time?
Quiz time.
I know.
I've got a 80-question quiz
Oh, what are you doing to me?
for round 1. It's a 19-round quiz. Remember that 24-hour podcast I was talking about? No breaks. No buckets, no breaks. It's quiz time, ladies and
brought your pen,
gents,
have you?
unless anybody's got anything else. James, you
Never.
got anything to cover? Do you want to do one of your super teams, maybe? No? Sure. Nothing?
No.
Super teams.
He's just trying to spin this out longer than it needs to say.
Right. I need an honest answer.
Mhm.
If one of the quiz options was from Joe,
I don't do Joe football quizzes.
They're historically easy though, aren't they?
well, as we know, the search criteria for our football quizzes are
Super hard football
super
quiz.
hard football quiz.
Go on then, do the Joe one.
Do you know
Joe
what
one
you've
is
done,
that a
I'm going to
tenner?
leave this page blank,
Everything's 10.
as it's technically where my answers from last week's quiz would have gone. So it's season 2 quiz 12.
I've got it down as quiz 12.
10 questions. This is joe.ie.
Ireland, probably.
They might have. It used to be joe.co.uk, didn't it? But they've probably
Relocated for tax
got
purposes.
ahead of the Brexit thing or something somehow. I
Hard
don't know.
Brexit.
I mean, I looked at it, I know you're saying that generally they're quite easy. I looked at it and I felt it was worthy.
No, it's fine. It's just, I think
Just 10.
usually we found them to be
Just 10. Just 10 cheekies.
Go on then.
On your first of 10
Is it-
questions.
is it-
Themed?
No, it's just super hard. Not easy by any stretch. Probably the hardest Premier League quiz quiz ever.
Alright, so it's joe.co.ie now.
Nope. Joe.ie.
Oh, really?
Your first of 10 is multiple choice.
Alright.
Paul won't know any of them, but the rest of you might. Question number 1. Who was the top scorer in the Premier League first season of 1992-93?
Ooh!
Was it
He knows it, don't you?
Alan Shearer? Was it Les Ferdinand? Was it Teddy Sheringham? Or Dean Holdsworth?
Oh, I heard Dean Holdsworth for a while.
Too busy shagging that supermodel, wasn't he?
Met her. She wasn't a supermodel, she was a glamour model.
Lindsay Dawn McKenzie?
Yeah, I met Lindsay Dunn Mackenzie. She was doing a wet t-shirt competition at a nightclub in Donny one night.
I was going to say, the difference is one's knocks out, one's runways, isn't it?
It was her and Jenny McCarthy, both at the nightclub the same night.
Number 2. Which manager was the only one sacked in that first Premier League season? Was it Glenn Hoddle, Steve Coppell, Peter Reid, or Ian Porterfield?
I'm so happy with myself.
Have you got both of these before the answers?
I started right now before the answers came.
Yeah.
Number 3. Which player won the PFA Player of the Year award in the opening Premier League season?
I'm just going to go out here. I think the theme is the first year of the Premier
It does
League.
seem that way. I don't know whether it's going to
What is
continue.
it? Player of the year.
No, because the next one's next.
Oh,
anyway.
okay, but-
Player of the Year, was it Paul Ince, Paul McGrath, Chris Waddle, or Gary Speed?
Do you know this?
Yeah.
Really?
Interesting story as well when we were giving out the answers.
I'll be the judge of that.
Give me the
Paul-
options again. One more time.
Paul Ince, Paul McGrath, Chris Waddle, Gary Speed.
Geese Wooden.
4. In the 97-98 season, 3 players finished joint top scorer. Which of these strikers was not part of the trio?
Okay.
Dion Dublin, Chris Sutton, Dennis Bergkamp, Michael Owen.
97, 98. Do you know this one as well, Paul?
Yes.
You're such a bella.
Question number 5. In the 2003-2004 season, which goalkeeper made it into the PFA Team of the Year?
Oh dear.
Was it Jens Lehmann for Arsenal, Tim Howard for Man United, Carlo
Cudicini.
that's the one,
For
for Chelsea, or Jerzy Dudek for Liverpool? Question number 6. Who scored the 20,000th Premier League goal in 2011-2012 season? Was it Clint Dempsey, Mark Albrighton, Leighton Baines, Yakubu?
Nope. Give us those again.
Clint Dempsey, Mark Albrighton, Leighton Baines, Yakubu. Question number 7. Arsenal's last match at Highbury took place in 2005-2006. But who was it against? Was it Charlton Athletic, Wigan Athletic, Blackburn Rovers, or Middlesbrough?
Who was the second one?
Wigan Athletic.
Can't tell you they were playing back until Thierry Henry got an hat-trick, didn't he? Very poetic, that one, that last game.
That was a little bit poetic.
Question 8. In the 2000/01, 3 teams named City were relegated. Which one avoided the drop? Leicester City, Bradford City, Manchester City, Coventry City.
Question number 9. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank was top scorer in 2000/01, but who did Chelsea sign him from? Was it Leeds United, Boavista, Atletico Madrid, or AZ Alkmaar? Tenth and final question. Which country has provided the most players to the Premier League outside of England? Is it Spain, Holland, Brazil, or France? Anybody need anything repeating? I can tell you the score to beat, gentlemen, is 0 out of 10.
You didn't get a single one right?
Didn't get a single one right because I used a simple principle that selecting the same answer all the way down was going to get me at least a point. I can tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. Joe do not like picking the first answer. Because not a single one of those was the first answer.
Interesting.
Oh, good.
Oh, good indeed. I knew that I'd go down well. Right then, let's crack on. Question number 1 was, who was the top scorer in the Premier League first season, 92-93?
Terry Sheddingham.
James?
Terry Sheddingham.
Stu?
I've been annoying and written a letter. So
What letter did
I
you
said
put?
B.
Then you were wrong.
Yeah.
In both ways.
I haven't written an answer for the last one, but I forgot what the question was. Just remember.
Which country supplied the
Oh
most?
God, yeah.
Question number 2.
Excuse
Which
me.
manager was the only one sacked in the first Premier League season?
Ian somebody.
Ian Porterfield.
Porterfield.
Yes.
That's D.
Question number 3. Which player won the PFA
Is that right?
Player of the Year award in the opening Premier League season, 92-93?
Well, I've gone Paul Ince. Stu, what have you got?
C, whatever the third option was.
Chris Waddle.
Chrissy Woodle.
Paul McGrath. Not Glenn McGrath, as I wrote down.
So is he wrong then?
No, I scratched that out for Paul. Because I started writing it before the answer. Oh no, I'm giving myself a cross.
Did he
It
take
was-
time out from being an alcoholic long enough?
He was playing for Villa then.
Yeah. Did Villa finish second in that year?
It was Paul McGrath, if anybody needed to know.
So what's the story?
Morning Glory.
He was just really good that season.
Oh, I thought you were going to give us a good anecdote about it.
The anecdote was that I put Glenn McGrath,
Oh, that's really
the Aussie fast bowler.
Got a story about this one when it comes up. So why did he win? What was the story? He was just really good. I'm pretty sure that was like the whole award ceremony, wasn't it? Well done for being really good.
Why does he look so horrified?
Instantly,
I
I
don't
was
wanna
listening
use
to a podcast,
the word
and it was Andy Townsend talking about when he was like captain of Ireland, and it was after they came back from like Italian 90 or whatever, and Mick McCarthy was captain and resigned. Apparently, Jack Charlton just went up to Andy Townsend, who was like club skipper or whatever, and just went, "Mick's knackered. I need new captain, and Paul McGrath don't want it, so you're it." And I walked away. So he didn't get an option.
Question number 4. In the 97-98 season, which three players finished joint top scorer? Which of these strikers was not part of the trio?
I've got Michael.
Wrong.
I think B was Sutton.
Wrong. Dennis Bergkamp.
Dennis Bergkamp.
I hate you.
Number 5.
You know though, do you?
In the
Yes.
2003-2004 season, which goalkeeper made it into the PFA Team of the Year?
Well, I've just gone on the basis that he played in the unbeaten
It was
team.
the invincible season, but it's probably going to be Cudicini. But I've put Lehman.
I've put Lehman.
I put Lehman, which was A, wasn't it? And he said A wasn't right.
Oh, fuck off, really?
Is it Cudicini? Who were the other two options?
Jersey Dudek
No, it can't be him.
and Tim Howard.
Tim fucking Howard. You're joking.
Tim fucking Howard.
He'd out with the 4 options.
It was
I'd
the
have, gone
weakest
through, I'd
one.
have gone through all of the other ones first.
Tim Howard. Too busy going, that is! Or something like that. He had Tourette's.
Now I'm thinking, have I put A in any of them?
I can't remember now.
Who scored the 20,000th
It's not
Premier
him.
League goal
Because he was option A.
in 2011?
Was he?
2012.
It's not Clint Dempsey because he was option A.
I went B.
I think it's Albrighton.
Mark Albrighton.
Although I did write down Mesut Ozil before the options came out for some
That's
reason.
not the answer. 7. Arsenal's last match at Highbury took place in 2005-2006, but who was it against?
What was option A?
Not the right answer.
I have a feeling it was Wigan.
I put Wigan.
I've put Wigan, but I'm like, was that option A?
No, Charlton was option A.
Oh.
Wigan was option B,
Which is the right answer, right?
which is the correct answer. Question 8. 2000, 2001, with 3 teams
Was that
named
option
City
A?
No. I think it might have
were
been.
relegated. Which one avoided the drop?
So I think it was Bradford, Man City and Coventry that went down.
It's trying to bait us into
So
saying Man
Leicester.
Leicester were option A, I believe. Weren't they?
They were, and it's the only one where I was like, right,
Oh, I picked my basis on the
I
fact
was
that A's
like-
weren't right.
Manchester City, that's the one. They wouldn't go down, so I picked them. It was Leicester.
Oh,
Fuck off.
so that was it. That one was it.
That was the one where they went.
It's a good job I didn't go and change all my A's before we finished.
Number 9. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank was top scorer in 2000-2001. But who did Chelsea sign him from?
Not Leeds.
I scribbled
not
these
Leeds.
out when I realised it was A.
I believe.
Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, I changed it to Atletico before, afterwards.
Atletico Madrid. And your 10th and final. Which country has provided the most players to the Premier League outside
this
of England?
The thing is, I imagine the least likely option is Brazil.
Yeah.
And for some reason I thought, like, Spain wasn't a big thing back in the day, and also that was A, wasn't it, I think, Spain?
Mm-hmm.
So it came down to 50-50 between Holland and France. He's gone one way, I've gone the other way. I've gone France.
You worked with Brazil now.
Yeah, I went Holland.
Stu?
I'd gone for Spain, so I'd already
I
gone.
went to Spain as well.
Was it Brazil?
One of you is correct.
Oh.
Well, I'd have thought so.
Who said Holland? Get a point, James.
Yeah.
Lovely little point for James Panas right at the end there. To win this week's...
Absolutely not.
So the score to beat is not out of 10.
I've got 8. He's such a ball bag.
I've done half as well as Paul, and I got 4.
I got 5.
Hey, did you see that one where I beat James?
I wasn't trying.
Can you just do that quiz again?
He's so annoying.
Yeah.
But I have to say,
Did I
at this
win last
point,
week?
my favourite point of last week's quiz, listening to it, was the fact that he wasn't even here. You got really excited at the very beginning because you'd done all right out of it and you knew it. And then by the end, you still had to call him. You dropped the C-bomb live on air.
Yes, he did. It was
Right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us once again.
Please, somebody contact us who can consistently beat Paul.
At a quiz, just quantify that.
He's already killed
One quiz.
Phil's
He's gonna
quiz.
kill this one.
He's single-handedly killing this podcast. You.
Right. Unless anybody's got anything, let's call it there. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
See ya.
Thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Are you going?
He's off to dumb.
No, the P.
So there you go, what do you think of that? Another one done, another week done, another week of the season over, another week to look forward to. YouTube watchers, make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're dropping us comments and things. Everybody jump over to the cookiecast.com, check us out over there, and yeah, send us some love. So that's it, another one gone. Until next week, I'll say bye, and I'll see you then. Bye.